Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Luminous coming guys with another episode of Let's Play, and today we are playing Phoenix. Dota 6.80 came out, and this is one of the new heroes that was ported from Dota 1 to Dota 2, and my god, this hero is sexy. I mean, look at those fire, the flames, the animation, and more importantly, I think he's really a fun hero to play because you have to manage your HP pool, you're diving in and out of team fight, your ultimate is just like a big-ass ball of fire that just stuns everybody. He is amazing. Now, if you guys played the Dota 1 Phoenix, Dota 2 Phoenix is drastically different. Dota 1 Phoenix was overpowered by many definition. If you even compare him to like Earth Spirit, who was overpowered, yeah, Phoenix makes Earth Spirit look like easy. But the new Phoenix in Dota 2 has been tuned down quite a bit, changed a lot of skills and how he plays. So I don't think he's overpowered. I think he's definitely very powerful, and I think a lot of people underrated him. I think a lot of people are thinking that Phoenix is not really a good hero. I disagree, and I think in this particular Let's Play, you'll see why.
5 seconds.
So I'm going to spend the early portion of this particular game talking about what his spells does, and then talk about more of my item decisions and skill choices and whatnot. So I'm actually going to be going up top with Slaughter, who is being played by B-Balling. Obviously, you guys know B-Balling from YouTube channel, youtube.com/bballing773. He's a pretty cool guy, and I really think that Phoenix is a good support hero, first of all, and he's good in trialing situations, but in this situation, we're going to be going dual top. I really think that Phoenix is a great diver and a great initiator because of his first 2 skill. So the first skill on his Q, or if you play Legacy Key, is on the key D. It's called Icarus Dive. Basically what that does is it makes a big swoop across an area in front of you. It does damage, and it slows movement speed by 25%. Pretty big deal. His second spell is called Fiery Spirits. It makes you summon a couple of birds around you, and then throw those birds out. Those birds do a damage over time, not a burst damage nuke. It does damage over time. That's a heavy distinction. And then it also slows their attack speed by a drastic amount. I think at level 4, it slows their attack speed by 140. 140 is insane. Like, Hyperstone's 55 attack speed. Mask of Madness is 100 attack speed. You're slowing them by 140. That is absolutely insane. So because of these 2 spells and combined, you swoop in and slow them down, and then you slow them to attack speed. So they basically can't really fight you. They can't really run, and then you're just bursting down with, you know, your right clicks and then spells. So I really think that's why he is a great initiator / support hero. You can play him mid, you can play him as a carry. I haven't really experimented with those particular roles yet. Now I'll experiment those later, but this is going to be a support Phoenix team. And I'll talk about more about his spells in just a bit. So we're up against a Drow Ranger up top, and my initial reaction was, oh, Drow Ranger, you know, he's a very squishy hero. We're going to just right-click her a bit, harass her a bit. At level 2, we're going to dive and kill. But his new rework of the silence, holy crap, it was impressive. And you'll see why. Like, we were trying to actually get kills on him, and we were really struggling to do so. So I'm not sure if you catch the banter between B-Balling and I early on in the game, but we were just really like talking smack and having fun. And let's just say that our next minute of play is not the most clean play it possibly can be. And in this game, we actually start off with a little bit of difficulty. Like the team is basically getting owned. We're having a lot of trouble. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's dive at 2. So we do dive at 2. But newsflash, Phoenix have low armor. We get wrecked. So the person we want to kill, which is a safe lane Drow, gets a first blood on me. We do actually get the kill, but completely not worth it. So if you look at Phoenix base stats, he has 0 armor. In fact, if you pick him at level 1, he has negative armor. So that's why I started with a circular protection, Tango Salve, and Clarity.
We just lost
the circular protection is actually very important in terms of making you actually tank a little bit of harass. That's the one big weakness of Phoenix, especially on a support role, because a lot of times you want to trade a lot of harasses, but if you're having negative armor and they hit you for a ton of damage, then you can't really trade that well. The thing that he is really good at is the threat of killing anybody at full HP. And I'm actually thinking about going in again. So here we go. Fiery Spirits coming in. The dive. I don't think the slow actually hit him. And here comes the silence. Bang. Pushback. And when I read it on the patch lock analysis, I was like, oh, pushback, whatever. It seems like a pretty measly addition. But now looking at it and seeing how it plays, damn, it does a ton of damage. So there is that. Now, there's a very key kind of important difference between Phoenix and how many other hero plays. If you look at Icarus Dive, it doesn't actually have a mana cost. To use that particular spell, it costs you 15% of your current HP pool. So for example, if you're at 1000 HP, it's going to cost you 150 HP to use that spell. But if you're at 10 HP, well, it's not going to cost you much. So it's actually a very interesting way to play this particular hero. Sometimes I'm at like 300 HP, like right now, I'm like, do I even want to tango up? It's a very, very interesting scenario, because when you're going in, you're, you know, gonna be losing a ton of your HP because of your casting your spells. So my second spell, you can see that Fiery Spirits have 80 mana cost, but it also costs a percentage of your HP pool. So in fact, all three of his first spells for Phoenix cost a percentage of either his HP, and for his third spells, Heat Ray or Sun Ray, it's gonna cost his mana as well, percentage of his mana. So it's a quite of a mana and HP intensive hero. So I'll buy a teleport Squirrel because I noticed that there's a lot of fighting on the mid and bottom lane, and I just want the opportunity to actually counter gank and counter TP. Because Phoenix, if you look at his Icarus Dive, his initiation range is absolutely insane. So you could often TP in the middle of fight and dive to catch up and get a ton of kills. So I thought about TPing in there, but I'm not sure whether I want to do so. I really want to kill this Drow. If I TP into the bot lane, I think I actually could have actually got the kill. So Drow's actually right-clicking me. He blew his silence on me, so we're gonna just go. The Icarus Dive is gonna go forward. It's gonna apply the slow, and we're gonna keep going. B-balling. Oh no, B-balling pussied out, which is probably the correct thing to do because I have no armor. He has sprint turned on, and we're diving under a tier 1 tower. But again, you can see that the Drow silence is actually pretty insane in terms of the ability to actually push you back and save yourself. So I'm thinking, man, we're losing this game pretty badly. We gave Drow first blood. Our sniper's not doing well as per usual on the bottom lane, and I'm like, should I go for another kill attempt up top or should I dive? And no, I think B-balling wants to dive up top. All right, next wave we're diving. So one thing, if you notice, the way that I'm casting my Fiery Spirits is that I summon those 4 birds, but I don't chuck them out all immediately. And that's a big distinction of a lot of new kind of Phoenix player mistake that a lot of new Phoenix player makes. Look at that freaking silence. But we have sprint turned on, and Fiery Spirit's gonna throw one out. Again, notice I don't throw all of them out at the same time. It's because Fiery Spirits does a damage over time. It's not a raw damage nuke. So if you throw all 4 of the spirits out at once, you're basically essentially throwing out one at a time. So the way to actually properly play him is to throw one out, wait a bit, throw another one out, wait a bit, throw another one out to apply that damage over time. So this is my third spell, the big laser beam. It's called Heat Ray or Sun Ray. Basically what it does is that it does a damage over time spell that hurts enemy for a percentage of your HP. It does a static, it's like, I don't know, 30 damage at like level 4 plus I think 4% of the HP pool. And the longer you shoot the laser on the same target, the more damage it does. It builds up. So I guess kind of reminds me of Void Rays back in StarCraft 2. So there's that. Not only does it damage enemy heroes, you could also heal your allies. So you can see me casting it on B-balling just now to do a little bit of work. So I'm like, you know what? Let's actually set up a gank. I'm thinking, all right, I have Icarus Dive, I have Spirits, but I don't have Laser. They initiated when I wasn't really ready. We also don't have Shrapnel. I think if I dove there, we probably could have killed the Lion, but I would have died as a result. So I was looking for a little bit more cleaner of a kill, so that's why I was like, you know what, I don't want to really go in. Because if we feed one more kill on that bottom lane, I think the bottom lane is going to be done. Lion getting level 6 early against Windrunner and Sniper is kind of like GG. So I'm thinking, alright man, I'm going to try to rotate mid, maybe catch Puck out of his phase, catch him out of his Illusion Orb. Right now, I'm not doing much. Like, I got a kill or 2 up top on the Drow Ranger, but I die as a result. I really will need to do a little bit more for the team. So let me talk a little bit about my skill build. So I went level 1 Icarus Dive as it's your initiation range, initiation spell. It's a slow, it's an escape spell, so it's kind of like the best of all worlds, in fact. And then Fiery Soul is going to be my first spell to max. Fiery Soul does 300 damage per spirits. It's, again, damage over time at max level. So it's actually a pretty impressive damaging spell. Also, because it actually slows attack speed, it's a great spell to have in these kind of laning versus laning situation, because not only is the nuke that's going to hurt in lane, a lot of the true damage that comes in kind of these early game engagement are right clicks. And if you could slow their attack speed by a significant amount of portion, you really limit their damage output. So my teammate Blue, he tells me, all right, I'm going to roam a little bit. And then I said, okay, I'll take your lane and farm a bit. So notice that the first item I go for is Tranquil Boots. Because your spells all cost a percentage of your HP pool, a lot of time you're going to spend your HP pool not being full, and having a really good regeneration item like Tranquil Boots is very, very helpful. And yeah, I know it breaks sometimes when you're attacking. That's unfortunate, but more importantly, even when Tranquil Boot break, it still gives you the +4 armor, which is insane, because again, you start with 0 armor and you stay at 0 armor for a long time. So having that, and it looks like they're gonna set up a gank up top. Silence, big pushback, but Drow is gonna end up dying to, well, looks like Ember Spirit is a nice sleight of fist into a chain, and then the Slaughter is gonna get a stunning kill. But yeah, critically, Tranquil Boots give you the +4 armor. Regardless whether Tranquil Boots is broken or not, you're still going to be having that tank ability. And for Phoenix, who, again, stay at low HP a lot of time, that armor is very, very helpful. Now, the second spell I'm going to be maxing is going to be the Sunray. I'm going to leave Icarus Dive to the last, because Icarus Dive, the slow doesn't get any better. You don't need to level your slow up you don't need to level up your Icarus Dive up to get more slow. Level 1 and level 4 is the exact same slow. Obviously level 4 does more damage, but Sunray does more damage overall, and obviously heals allies and all those nice good things. So that's why I'm gonna max Fiery Spirits and then max Heat Ray, and then going back to max Icarus Dive. And obviously I'm gonna take my ultimate whenever possible. So this is the item that I personally really like a lot, is Mech on Phoenix. First of all, because you have such great mobility, you could Icarus Dive onto an ally that's, you know, getting ganked, and then you could give them the mech from basically a very, very far range. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, as we're going to see a gank attempt on the mid lane. Dive in for the movement speed slow, drop out a Fiery Soul, and you can see that Fiery Soul is just damaging him, slowing his attack speed. I didn't throw out, again, all of my Fiery Soul because, well, they don't really stack, so that's why I just threw one out, and I would try to throw more out if I wasn't silenced, but Draw silenced me. But back to the mech. Mech, not only does it allow you to heal your allies, the base regen is really, really nice. Again, you spend a lot of time having, you know, not full HP pool like I'm having right now. And then more importantly, it gives you armor as well. So basically, it gives you basically everything you need. The HP regen, the armor, and since you're playing a support hero, kind of, that's a great support item. So I'm thinking about setting up Dive up top. Ember Spirit's coming in. If you look at the mini-map, he's going to be going in. Nice chain. Fiery Spirit's going to come in. I missed my dive, so I missed a little bit of damage. I don't think if I hit my dive, we would have got a kill. Or maybe if I hit dive and then I use Sunray, maybe that would have been enough. Probably not, because Viper does have corrosive skin for a little bit of a survivability boost. One thing about Heat Ray or Sunray, I can't. For the love of God, I don't know what's one called. I'm gonna call it Heat Ray because it sounds cooler. Heat Ray does pure damage, so against really high armor unit like Terrorblade, for example, or Anti-Mage with a spell shield, like Heat Ray is legit. So there is some games where you would actually level up Heat Ray over Fiery Spirits, but I haven't really found the scenario for that. You have to have like a lot of high armor units to make that work. So I'm going towards mech. Oftentimes you want to pick up a magic stick early, but I was like, you know what, I'm not going to pick up a magic stick this game. I thought about picking up one right now, like 11 minutes in, but I was saying, you know what, if I haven't pick up one in the laning stage, I was like, you know, I'll just go for bigger items like mech and whatever else. So I've seen a lot of other item builds going on Phoenix in terms of smaller items. I'm going to TP mid because I see a big fight going on. They're going to go right on these two guys. I'm going to come in, pop my Fiery Spirit on Sue, the Lion, and Lion's basically going to be dead. I know I'm not going to be dying to this duel, and I could just get myself out of there. Dropping very low, that's okay. Making sure that the orb does not hit me. I buy my items in case I die. I pop more Fiery Spirits on these guys. The dot damage over time is going to get them. Double kill so far. I have Heat Ray, which is a really, really long range spell. Going to pop the E-Ray, trying to give him a little bit of heal. Unfortunately, not enough. She dies. So we traded 3 for 2. but our Slaughter is alive, which is good. Our Sniper is alive, which is good. So we lost the solo mid and the support for their Legion Commander, for their solo mid, and one of their supports. So we came out ahead. And very good thing for me, I got a double kill off of that. So good stuff. I've headdress finished. I'm going to pick up a teleport scroll? Yeah, a teleport scroll. And probably a pair of wards for the team. No, smoke. All right. Yeah, Phoenix is a really, really good early game ganker. And you can see that I'm trying to stay very mobile all over the map and look for these kind of very easy to pick off heroes. So in this game, Viper is an easy to kill hero. Legion Commander in the early games is a very easy to kill hero. Lion, for example, if you use his stun on one of my allies, is very easy to gank. So he's got Blink Dagger, he's initiating, the chain's gonna hit, I'm dropping the fire, so look at the damage output from our Empress. Gonna give him a little bit of laser, the assassin is gonna come in, but my Fiery Spirits, they do 300 damage over 4 seconds. Swoop in for the slow, dodging one of his nukes, I think, and then another kill. Very good job. I think a lot of these players on the enemy team is underestimating the range of Phoenix and how much damage she actually does. I think, for example, if that Lion player knew the kind of the killing range that Phoenix has, he wouldn't have came in like that. Ooh, what a Hacko shot. Look at that tree. He's so far off. Drops a Spirit, give him a little bit of laser action, and get the kill. I basically threw everything on that puck because I didn't want him to, you know, phase and orb bound and things like that. So Fiery Spirit doubles as a very, very good farming tool as well. It's a good pushing tool too, because not only does it do a lot of damage to the creep wave, it also slows our attack speed. So basically your creep wave gets a lot tankier as a result. Tower's going to get denied. It's also a very good neutraling technique. I think it's actually really good at Roshan as well. You could drop the Fire Spirit. Obviously, it's not going to do too much damage to Roshan because he has the high magic resistance. But the attack speed slow is very, very good. So I pick up the Buckler. Now, normally, a lot of other heroes, when I say, if you buy mech, generally Buckler is the first piece you want to pick up because armor is generally a little bit more important than regen early on. On Phoenix, I think it's okay on both ways because obviously the headdress regen is very much so needed on Phoenix, and then the armor is also very much so needed. So I'm gonna just, I wanted to smoke and go on these guys and save our tower, but it looks like we're a little bit late. I know the line's coming up the hill, so I don't want to reveal my smoke as such. I didn't get a chance to see whether the line actually has any observer wards, so I couldn't see. I'm drawing arrows on the map. I said, B-balling, careful, you're gonna get ganked. And B-balling, well, he's gonna get duel, he eats a finger, but he's gonna crush, and he's actually gonna survive. No, I swoop in, applies a slow on everybody, and here comes the Ember Spray. Gonna give him the laser. I'm gonna drop my ultimate because I know I'm gonna be dying. Viper attacks me once, thinks about actually coming back in. The stun is actually gonna hit on Puck. No, it looks like Puck phased it. I immediately refresh all my spells because after a successful supernova, you can cast all of your spells once again, which is very, very nice. So I have more laser dive, Icarus dive, I have more laser. I came in forward, applies a slow on the line. I need a stun it, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna give him a laser. Laser. And that's it. So as you stated there, supernova was my ultimate. And basically what it does is it turns yourself into this big egg, and then the enemy has, I think, 6 seconds to hit you and kill you. And if they kill the egg, then you die. If they don't kill the egg, then you do this big AoE explosion. You refresh all 3 of your spells. You have full HP, full mana. So it's really, really good if you actually could get it off. So at level 1, I think it takes 5 hero hits to kill your egg. At level 2, it takes 7 eggs. And level 3, it takes 10 hits. So obviously, against well-coordinated teams, if they all hit you, it doesn't matter, you know, what level you are, your egg is going to explode and you'll die. But a lot of these chaotic team fight, especially if you have initiators such as Slardar as well as Ember Spirit, they take a lot of the focus fire off of your egg. And sometimes you only have 1 or 2 heroes chasing you like that. Like, for example, Viper, he was chasing me. He thought he could have got the kill. So I'm going to just drop my ultimate and then refresh everything and go back and kill them. So it's a very good way to play kind of mind game in a lot of team fight situations, because who do they want to focus? Do they want to focus on a support? Do they want to focus on your carries, etc., etc.? Oh, also, by the way, Supernova, a big component of it is also it does a huge damage over time during the duration of your egg thing. So when I morph myself in an egg, a huge AoE around me is burned in fire. So you know, they kind of are in a like a die if you do, die if you don't situation. You gotta focus the egg, but you're taking a ton of damage from my allies and also from my ultimate itself. So the kind of the combo you really want to do with Phoenix if you're going for a gank is you summon your spirits, you dive in, and as you're diving in, you throw out those fiery spirits on them to slow their attack speed, and then you pop in the supernova, and then after you come in, you chase more with fiery soul and whatnot. Also, heat ray is a great kind of finishing tool, chasing tool, and whatnot. Also, a very cool tactic is that you could dive and then use your heat ray, or use your heat ray first and then dive, and then like your Phoenix Bird like do laser beam all over the place. So you can see that aggressively throughout the entire game. I've been buying smoke for my team and directing to the gank. And I think that's why our team is doing a lot better than earlier, because earlier, if you notice, our team was, I think, losing in the lane. We lost top because Drow got first blood on us. Bad mistake on my part. Mid was kind of a wash. Ember Spirit and Puck. Puck, I think, got a very early Blink Dagger, so it can't be going too well on the mid lane. And bottom lane, we lost that heavily. So in order to actually bring yourself and bring your team back like that, I really personally think Smoke Gank is probably the best way to do so, because not only do you get a lot of experience and gold from the successful Smoke Gank, the enemy team is just like freaking scared of you. Like, if you get 2 or 3 Smoke Ganks on the Drow Ranger, like we've been doing so, they're like, shit, man, I can't farm here. I'm gonna get killed. So B-balling is diving like YOLO. I was like, oh, we're gonna just defend the tower, but B-balling, no, he says he wants to work. B-balling is basically playing as a suicidal tool here and basically giving us enough time to come in. So I dive in and drop my ultimate. You can see that Viper, he's like, oh, I'm gonna attack, but they're not coordinated enough. Half the team is attacking me, half the team is not. I stun 3 people. I drop Fiery Spear on everybody. I dive back out. I still have the mech. I guess I could have used the mech to save B-balling, but I don't think that was a very high value of a mech, because if I only save him and not able to have it for the rest of my team, maybe I could have saved him, not too sure. You can see that the Phoenix dive, Phoenix laser, gonna burn him down, and Sue is gonna be dead because Ember Spirit, great chaser, drops the chain, a couple more right clicks, I get into EXP range, get a little bit of assist gold. So there you go, winning team fights. Icarus diving in, using my supernova. I could have done it a little bit better. One thing I'm working on right now to better my Phoenix play is that during my mid dive, use all my fiery spirits on the correct targets, which is actually a lot harder than it sounds, because your dive is so fast, right? By the way, you complete your dive in 2 seconds. But essentially, your dive is so fast that you have to aim your fiery spirits, and then you pop your supernova at the optimal position. So there's that. That's something that I'm working on, and I think in that last team fight, I could have dropped maybe 1 or 2 more spirits before I do my supernova. I'm also not sure whether you're supposed to use your heat ray middle of a dive as you're going in, and then drop your supernova. Because, I mean, you're playing under the assumption that your supernova goes off. Because if it doesn't go off, you die anyway, so no big deal, right? Might as well use all of your spells. So maybe that's correct. Maybe I'm supposed to dump all my spells, dive in, and then supernova. There's that too. So, at 1600 gold, I'm thinking what I should get for the team. So there's a couple of options. So one option is to get a Ghost Scepter, which is, you know, fairly good against heroes like Drow, Legion Commander, Viper, and whatnot. Personally, I really like Yule Scepter. Not on Phoenix in general, as we see a dive action coming in. Drop my Fiery Spirit, come in with a little bit of slow. Very easy peasy. I have mech, so I'm not really afraid of anything. The Dream Coil comes in, and we're going to farm a little bit of neutrals. I pop my mech immediately because I don't know if one of those is the real Puck. And I broke the killer as a result, but that's good. So I'm asking my team to push while defending tier 1 up top, people on TPs back in top lane and continue to defend. Yeah, so I have a couple options. I personally like Yule Scepter because you can actually help your teammate a lot in duel situation. I think Phoenix is actually really, really good against Legion Commander overall for a couple of reasons. First of all, you have a insane slow. I'll talk about that in a bit because I think B-balling is going to get dove upon by that Drow Ranger. Yeah, B-balling is getting dived, so I'm going to TP, trying to scare that Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger, her only path of retreat is going to be to the right, so I dive to the right, applies a slow, give him mad dots, and then kind of laser in the face, and well, my dot was going to get the kill, but then the sniper KS with the assassinate. So, yeah, Phoenix is really good against Legion Commander, so your Fire Spirit slow the attack speed, and because she's going to be dueling somebody, she's going to be standing still. So it's very, very easy for you to actually land it. You have Laser, which doubles as a way to kill the Legion Commander, as also a way to heal your ally up. And there's that too. And lastly, because a lot of team fights revolve around them dueling you and then their team trying to kill the guy that she's dueling and your team trying to help the guy that is being dueled, a lot of times you just dive in a supernova, and because they're so focused on dueling, they're not really dealing with the egg. And if you get a 3-4 man stun because of the duel going off, then you have won the team fight, regardless whether Legion Commander have won the duel or not. So you're gonna see, I think, once or twice of that happening, where Legion Commander is dueling somebody, and either I slow his attack speed or I just straight dive in and give him the business with a supernova. So you can see that I'm actually farming with the fiery spirits. I don't recommend you do too much of that, and the only reason I'm really doing that is to complete my Yule Scepter, who is almost done. Because
hey, Roshing,
if
no
you
way
notice,
they would say something like that without Roshing. Go check.
Okay, so you hear me, and they're giving in-game direction to my allies because the Drow Ranger just all chat gang top, and normally you wouldn't all chat something random like that. I was like, oh, they might be
guys.
Roshing, but looks like we got out mind game or something like that. But in any case, yeah, if you've been paying attention to the cooldown timer of my spells, they have long-ass cooldowns. Icarus Dive is like 30-something seconds, Fiery Spirit's like 20-something seconds, 30 seconds. Sunray Heat Ray is a fairly low cooldown spell, but it's not like you could spam that spell too much. So if you're using Fiery Spirits in a farming situation, and if a gank presents itself, then you really can't get the gank off. So there's something to be kept in mind there. So again, right now at this stage of the game, we're up by a lot. We're getting a lot of towers. We're ganking their carries. So I'm peeling my eyes out for ganks on their carry. So obviously B-balling this point, I think he hasn't had his Blink Dagger yet. He has an Ogre Club. He's going for this Ogre Club first. So I'm going to Icarus Dive in and initiate with Yule Scepter. That's kind of the really nice thing about Yule Scepter, is increase your initiation range by a lot. And they come in, they throw out all these nuke. I drop my mech, and do I actually go Supernova here? No, we're going to just right click down. I could actually be using my Heat Ray to heal my Windrunner. I made a mistake and did not do so. I'm healing my Slaughter. Gonna go for that Puck. Puck coming back out, and looks like there's gonna be a duel going off. And you can see that as soon as I see that duel, I know my Fire Spirits have already been cast, so I'm gonna go straight in to do my Supernova. Gets a stun on Legion Commander, gets a stun on the Sniper, on the Lion that was coming in. Refresh all my spells, dive forward for that Drow, and just go to work and wreck. So you can see in that those sequence of play, yeah, Phoenix is fucking strong. Like, it's a hero not to be underestimated. It's a hero not to be underestimated is the best kind of term to talk about that. So I personally, I really like Yule Scepter a lot as an item because it gives you great mono regen, a ton of movement speed, and the active of Yule Scepter in this case as a defensive way to get yourself out of silence, dealing with Legion Commander duel, initiating with dive and then putting them up in the air. Like, there's just a lot of way to use it with Phoenix, but I don't think this is a item that you want to get on Phoenix all the time. Generally, the items that I get a lot on Phoenix is Tranquil Boots and Mech as kind of your 2 early game core item, and then it branches out. Shiva's Guard, for example, is really good on Phoenix. The mana pool really helps. The armor, again, is very helpful, and you could dive in, and as you're diving in, you could pop the Shivas for a ton of AoE slow, which is pretty impressive stuff. Veil of Discord is an interesting item because it amps up your Fiery Spirits damage a lot. It amps up your Supernova damage a lot. Keep in mind that your Heat Rate is pure damage, so it's not really affected there. So there's that. You could go Veil of Discord. Also give you armor, so there's nice. In terms of some of the smaller items, I've seen a lot of people go Urn on Phoenix. I'm not a big fan of Urn because, yeah, I give you mana regeneration item. That's nice. It gives you strength, which normally is a good component about Urn. I don't really think Phoenix needs that much HP, and the more HP you have, the higher percentage it drains out of your HP pool. So I'm not sure whether I like that either. And a lot of people use the Urn charges on themselves as a healing mechanism. I don't like that either because I'd rather just have a Tranquil Boot, which heals, what, 15 or 13 HP per second, which is like absolutely insane. The only reason I really like Urn overall is it combines very well with Fiery Soul as another dot on top of already the high damage of Fiery Soul. So if you Fiery Soul somebody and you dot on top of them, they're pretty much dead. So I'm making sure that there's no Puck on the right side. Just if there is a Puck, just, you know, canceling the blink dagger. I don't think they're gonna engage anyway, so they're gonna do a little bit of work. I was thinking that maybe somebody will TP after me, so I'd go forward and use himself up, but looks like the Drow Ranger TP out. So there's one thing that if you're playing Phoenix that you have to be very, very careful about. If you're using Icarus Dive as an initiation spell, it's a one-way trip, right? Like, if you dive in and you have like an oh shit moment, like, oh shit, this was a bad dive, then you're done, like you're dead. So make sure that you're actually diving properly. I mean, in there you could dive in and try to get your supernova off, but let's say if you just mistakenly dive into a enemy 5 hero, they will just right click your head and kill the hell out of you. So I see Lion, you see him dropping a little bit of ward. Yeah, that's a kind of a good tip for newer players. Anytime you see a support hero, well, generally you always want to check items on all heroes, but support heroes especially because they're the one that's warding. So you saw that I checked his warding on Lion, and immediately when I saw him drop his observe ward, I bought a sentry ward. So this Drow Ranger is moving very, very fast, but we have a lot of chasing items. So Silent comes in, and Sniper gets another Assassin AKS. And speaking of Sniper, you saw me talking about how Sniper is a useless hero overall. I personally think Sniper is one of the best heroes in the game, but this particular Sniper player on our team is not playing properly because he's maxing all of the passive and getting no point Shrapnel. I believe that Shrapnel is literally one of the best spells in game, and I do understand that passives on Sniper is very, very good, but you still need to take points in the Shrapnel. Just at least even 1 point. I generally max it by like 8 or 9 because that spell is insane. But in any case, earlier I saw him, like, he wasn't doing well. He doesn't have any points in Shrapnel, and he's going like Low Dark's Edge or Shadow Blade. Those items are like just pop Sniper build. I don't think that's a very, very good skill. So that's why I kind of called him down on that. But he ends up doing a lot of right click for our team, you know, which is good. So Su is trying to run from Ember Spirit. Hard to run. Oh, he does actually survive. Blink Crush is going to get 1 kill. We're going to drop a little bit of Yule Scepter. I need to pop my mech. Where's the mech? I pop my mech and then just Supernova in the middle of the team fight. Again, they could just focus on Supernova and kill, but they can't ignore double damage. Ember, I know somebody's running on the right side. I dive in, come in, and go for more work. That guy's trying to run. I'm going to just use my laser and follow it. This guy's trying to get a duel. He has no attack speed. Gonna give another Fiery Soul on the Drow Ranger, yields him up in the air. A lot of cooldowns being used, but I mean, if he uses this hero properly, I think he's one of the most fun hero in the map. Oh, by the way, something I haven't talked about too much. The replay system haven't been working in... did I talk about that? I'm not sure. Anyways, the replay system haven't been working. So that's why I do the local recording of this game and commentating over it. So I want to check what's our level situation compared to my teammates, compared to the enemy team, because I'm really high level as a support hero right now. But I don't know. I can't check because it's just a recording. So as you see, we're just kind of taking advantage of the game, and then yeah. So just to remind everybody, ever since that really bad dive at level 1, which I gave up first blood and traded for a kill on Drow Ranger, I have been 9-0 and 19. Yeah, since that mistake, I have been 9-0 and 19, which, like, if you think about it, it's kind of insane. Like, this hero, if you play him properly, you shoot and die. You are a teamfight specialist. One of the big weaknesses is that you just don't have a stun. Like, if, you know, Poo Poo hits a fan and then goes wrong, you don't have a stun. So you could maybe dive out yourself. That's nice. But you can't save your allies. You could maybe slow their attack speed. Maybe you could give your heal to your ally, but you just can't stun. So that's kind of a big weakness of Phoenix. And there you do have Icarus Dive as a slow, but it's not a good situation to dive in to save your ally. So there is that. So I'm like, guys, let's just push and end the game, because I gotta go. And honestly, I gotta go right now to eat dinner. But yeah, gonna try to finish this particular commentary of this game. So I know we're going to be pushing up top, so notice the wards I'm dropping. A really high plateau ward, and then a ward towards the path that a lot of teams take and go up to the tier 2 tower. Normally a lot of maybe a support hero likes to go up there by themselves and get picked off. Also, a lot of times a lot of teams like to pop their smoke right there and then try to backstab you, so that ward is also very, very good. to see if they're popping their smoke there. So again, I see the line walking, I see them warding, and immediately I tell my team if they're warded, immediately got a pair of sentry ward. Always check an enemy inventory and see what's going on over there. I personally, even though I'm checking the line's inventory, I need to check on more inventory of the enemy carry. Because for example, if Viper has a BKB right now, I play very different as opposed to him not having a BKB, etc, etc. So I was like, guys, help me deward because I'm afraid of the puck. But they're not coming in. So I get a deward. And B-Fong says, I help, guys. GG. So we were kind of in this third moment. It was like, oh, the game is won. Let's just fuck around a bit. Don't ever fuck around, guys. I say that, and we're fucking around right now. Because what we should be doing right now is just straight up pushing up top. But I'm like, oh, let me get some farm mid, guys. So I do get the Shiva's Guard. One thing about me and Shiva's Guard, as we're initiating straight up right here, get the crush, dropping off Firies, getting a little bit of, ooh, am I getting duel? No duel being dropped just yet. I pop my mech, no Yule Scepter being used. Dropping low, do you get off the Fiery, or the Supernova? You can see the dot is just like killing people. Yeah, so I had like 2 or 3 Fiery Spirits I haven't used. Dove in for the slow, got a kill with a laser. Beyond Godlike, double kill. And I think B-Pauling, if you heard that Steam sound message, B-Pauling just chat to me. I bet this sniper thinks he's hot shit. And I just said low. Because this sniper was like feeding early on. And now that we're initiating well. By the way, we're winning this game because of the slaughter. And because of the Ember Sphere. Like just YOLO diving in. And making my job pretty easy. With a Supernova setup and with the dive setup. And honestly, I think B-Balling and Ember Sphere is winning us the game. Of course, you know, I'm playing well as well. I don't think the sniper is winning us the game. Sorry, Lo, but you're not that good of a sniper player. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. I'm sorry. So yeah. So what we should be doing right now is taking the other Raxus, but we're fucking like trying to throw, which is not a good way to go about it. And I think they're about to freaking jump on us. They're definitely jumping on us right now. Uh-oh, we are fucked. Time to get out. He jumps in, trying to get a little bit of action. Alright, a little bit of Spirit, slowing down. Oh, I missed the Spirit. Shackle Shot, not gonna latch. Sniper trying to go to work. Blink Silence. Gonna drop my Shiva's Guard to slow everybody down. Viper passive slow me down. Sniper gets out of there. And this is time for us to get, really time for us to get out. I'm like, nah, I got Yule Scepter, I got Meg. So I double tap Yule Scepter because I actually wanted to click on him instead. I get dueled. I get silenced, trying to catch my dive out of there, trying to dive. Oh, no. I think I could have dove out of there. And we got wrecked. So, yeah. So I'm like, alright guys, done playing. So, before that point, playing a pretty flawless Phoenix game, right? Had a death on that dumb dive at level 1 top, because we're saying, you know, gotta dive towers. And then had a dumb death there. But aside from that, pretty good Phoenix play overall. So I'm gonna take the time and talk about the end of this particular game. Or sorry, at the end of this game, I'm gonna talk about what other items I generally favor on Phoenix. As a small item, I really like Medallion Courage quite so, because a lot of times you dive in and a lot of your damage comes from your team and yourself is right click. The armor normally is very nice on you. The amount of regeneration is very nice on you. So I kind of like Armlet on Phoenix as well. Let's say if somebody's making the mech and you're not making the mech, well, I would go Tranquil and Armlet or something like that. Or sorry, not Armlet. Tranquil Medallion is what I'm trying to say. Minus armor, Medallion. Heaven's Outbreak is decent because you jump in, you slow him, give him a little bit of disarm action. It doesn't work too well with like Fiery Spirits because Fiery Spirit is essentially a disarm. So there is that. So I don't get that item too often. I personally like Necrobook a lot because you dive in, you give them the Fiery Spirits, you drop the Necrobook, and then you Supernova, and yeah, they'll right-click your egg, and then they'll get eaten alive by your Necrobooks. Because Necrobooks and Supernova dot over time, they do a ton of damage. And if you do it properly, you know, they have attack speed slow, they're eating all of this stuff. So I personally like Necrobook a lot. Necrobook also gives you a little bit more tank. Not in the sense that it gives you more HP pool and tank up as such, but it gives you a lot of frontline heroes. So I'll talk about that after this team fight. 2-man crush, chain coming in, Fiery Spirits, And just a little bit of right clicks. There's that. I see a team fight going over. Spirit's gonna miss. More Spirit throwing out. The dive forward behind them. Team wipe. Easy game, easy life. So, one thing I've mentioned multiple times this game is that we've been winning because of Slaughter and because of Ember Spirit. Phoenix really needs somebody that is in the front line and draw attention for you, and then you dive in and throw down your shit. If you don't have anybody drawing attention, let's say we have a team of range hero, right? And I dive in, they'll just focus on the egg and kill very, very easily. So Necrobook fulfills quote-unquote the tanking role a little bit, right? You summon your Necrobook, you run it at them. If they focus, and if there's more Necrobook, for example, if you have 2 or 3 Necrobook from a team, you run them all in, they focus, and then you wreck face. So, Necrobook obviously doesn't solve the entire, like, Necrobook does not replace Ember Spirit. Necrobook does not replace Slaughter, for example. But, for example, if you have one Strength Hero, having another Necrobook helps you essentially to have another Strength Hero, essentially, right? You just want stuff in the front line so you could go in and do a lot of work. So, this has been my game of the Phoenix with the Supernova, Icarus Dive, and Fiery Souls and all that work, but I just want to close this game out by saying, man, Phoenix, one of the most fun hero I've played in a long, long time. Sexy animations, really, really fun playstyle, and a really fun game overall. So shout out to our Ember Spirit player, shout out to B-Balling who played a magnificent Slaughter even though he had to suicide in, and shout out to me, man, throwing down some Supernova. So hope you guys learned something from this particular Phoenix play. I haven't seen too many Phoenix VODs being uploaded, so hopefully you learned something from this. And until next time, this is Luminous, signing off to you guys.